Hi guys, welcome back to Math with OG. In this section, we'll be moving on to percentages. Percentages are simply they are fractions, or we call them special fractions. Now, what are percentages? How do we convert them to fractions? How do we convert them to decimal? That's what we'll be looking at in this video. So it's basically an introduction to percentage. Now, as you can see on the board, percentages are fractions having 100 as its denominator. So whenever you have a fraction with 100 as its denominator, you can simply remove that 100 from the denominator and represent it with this sign. So this is the sign for percentage. I don't think it has a name. If it has another name, I'm not aware of. So this is the symbol I'm talking about. So what do we mean by that? You have a fraction like this, 1 over 100. This 100 in the denominator is simply going to take this sign. So this is the same thing as 1%. You have something like this, 37 over 100. This is equal to 37%. So whenever the denominator is 100, you simply take the numerator and put your percentage sign. You have 4.6 over 100. This is not basically a fraction. We can't call this a normal fraction. But as long as this 4.6 is at the numerator and 100 is at the denominator, I can simply write this as 4.6 what percent. So that's what percentage is all about. You have numerator and denominator. Whenever the denominator is 100, you simply take the numerator and add percentage to it. Now, how do you change numbers to percentage? Remember, when you multiply any number by 1, you've not changed the number. I repeat, when you multiply any number by 1, you've not changed the number. I have a number 5. Another person will tell me that 5 is the same thing as 5 times 1. The person is not telling lies. 5 times 1 is equal to what? 5. I have another number 8. 8 multiplied by 1 is equal to 8. So whenever you multiply a number by 1, it gives you exactly the same number. So we use that approach in changing any number to percentage. Because we said percentage is over 100, it means 100% is equal to 100 over 100. 100% is 100 over 100 because this 100 at the denominator is this percentage sign. Now, what is 100 over 100? Is simply equal to 1. So you should take note that 100% is the same thing as 1. So how do I change a number to percentage? I simply multiply by 100% because I'm multiplying by 1. I have 4. What is 4 in percentage? Multiply this guy by 100%. So this will give us 400%. I have a number 0.007. What is this guy in percentage? Multiply by 100% and this will give us 1 to 0.7 what percent. As easy as that. I have a number 1 over 2. What is 1 over 2 in percentage? Multiply by 100% and this will give us 50% because 2 here 1, 2 here 50. As easy as that. Excuse me. Now that we know this, let's answer the following question. First set of questions, express the following decimals as percentage. I said converting any number at all to percentage multiplied by 100%, be it whole number, decimal, fractions, as the case may be. Express the following decimals as percentages, starting with 0.28. I believe I can wipe this part. So let's change 0.28 to percentage. 0.28 multiplied by 100%. So this will give us what? 28%. How did I get that? This is a power of 10. Remember, when you're multiplying by 10 or a power of 10, you simply move your decimal point to the right, the number of times you have zeros. While when you are dividing by 10 and powers of 10, you move your decimal point to the left, the number of times you have zeros. I have 2 zeros here, so I'll move this how many times? 1, 2. My decimal point will now be after 8. So that is giving us 28.00000. You can add as many zeros as you like. It's still the same thing as 28. So everything here will turn to what? 28%. Then the B part, you have 0.45 change to percentage, that is times 100%, and this will give us 45%. The C part, you have 0.08 multiplied by 100%. This will give us 8%. That is 1, 2. So the point is after the 8. This 0 here does not mean anything. So I cannot just write 0.8%. So I will simply write what? 8%. The D part 3.25 multiplied by 100%. This will give us 325%, 1, 2. So I now have 325.0. Next set of question, express the following as fractions in its simplest form and as decimals. So we're going to change these guys to fractions and decimals. Now, changing from percentage to something else, simply remove the sign and write over 100 because this symbol simply means 1 over 100. So I remove this sign and put all over 100 and you are good to go. So let's do that together. A, you have 32%. This is simply 32 multiplied by what? 1 over 100 because this symbol is 1 over 100. So I can just write 32 over 100. But I need this guy in the simplest form. In the simplest form, this will give me 2 year 16, 2 year 50, 2 year 8, 2 year 25. So I'll be having 8 over 25. Now, you also have to leave this as decimal. In decimal form, I don't have to express to the simplest form before I change to decimal because I know it is easier to do division when your denominator is 10 and the power of 10. So it is easier for someone to solve 32 over 100 than for someone to solve 8 over 25. To give you exactly the same answer. But when you have 10 and powers of 10, it is much what easier. So I have 32 over 100. In 32, where is my decimal point? Is simply after 2 because this is 32.0. Now, when you are dividing by 10 and powers of 10, you move your decimal point to the left. The number of times you have zeros. So this is 2 zeros. I'll move twice. 1, 2. So this will give me 0. This way I now have my decimal point. So there's a 0 before the decimal point. No number there, so I can put a 0 there. So this will give me 0.32. So this is equal to 0.32. Now you like stress, you want to stress yourself, you can simply say 25 into 8, 0. Put point, add 0. 25 into 80 is 3 because 25 times 3 is 75. So you put 3, you are left with 5. Add 0 to that 5. 25 into 50 is what? 2. That's 0.32. But it's easier to solve with 32 over 100. Next is 80%. B, 80% will be equal to 80 over 100. So this will give us 2 year 40, 2 year 50, 2 year 20, 2 year 25. So I'll be having a 20 over 25. Now, if I want to leave this guy in decimal form, remember it was originally 80 over 100. So that should give us 0.8. Move 2 times, 1, 2. So your point is now here. This is 0.80. Remember 0.80 and 0.8, they are the same thing. Any 0 at the last part after a decimal point to the right is insignificant, and any 0 to the last part of the left, any 0 at the most extreme left hand part of the whole number part is also what? Insignificant. What do I mean? 0004.8000. All these zeros are useless and all these zeros are what? Useless. But the moment I put a 1 here, these zeros become useful. The moment I put a 1 here, these zeros become useful. I think we've talked about that when we were looking at significant figures. Now the C part, you have a 55 whole number, 1 over 5%. So 5 times 55, let's do that together. This is 5 carry 2, 25, 27, 275. Okay, 50 times 5 is 250. 5 times 5, 25, 250 plus 25, 275. That's correct. So 275 plus 1, 276. So I have a 276 over 5%. Remember, percentage is 1 over 100. And that 100 is at the denominator. So I can add that 100 to this denominator. So this will give me 276 over 500. Now let's start reducing to the lowest term. So let me leave this guy here because I'm going to use this to get it in decimal form. But let's express in this lowest term. 2 year 1, 2 year 3, remainder of 1, 2 into 16, 8. 2 into 50, 25, 0. We go again with 2. 2 into 13, 6, remainder 1 into 18, 9. 2 into 250, 125. I don't think anything can go again. 3 cannot go into this, 3 can go into this. So I think that's all. 69 over 125. So this will give us 69 over 125. The only numbers that can go into this are 5, 25, and 125. Yeah. 5, 1, 5, 25, and 125. And 1, 5, 25, 125 cannot go into 69. So that's the number in its lowest form. Now, in decimal, like I said, whenever you want to leave your answer in decimal and you have an avenue where you have powers of zero as the denominator, work with powers of zeros at the denominator. Now, let's first of all get rid of that 5 by doing 276 over 5. 276 over 5 multiplied by 1 over 100. That's what we have here. 276 over 5 multiplying by what? 1 over 100. So I can solve this guy here. 5 into 27, 5, remainder of 2. 5 into 26, 5, remainder of 1. Put point, add 0 to that one. 5 into 10 is what? 2. So this is the same thing as 55.2 over 100. 55.2 over 100. Dividing by 10 and powers of 10, move to the left, number of times you have 0, so you have 1, 2. If I do that, 1, 2, this will give me 0.552. So yeah, I'll be having a 0.552. So that's the answer to the question. Now, the next set of questions, express the first quantity as a fraction of the second quantity. Whenever you, as a fraction, sorry, so I'll correct that, is as a percentage of the second quantity. As a percentage of the second quantity. So let's change that to percentage because we're working with percentage. So I was about to explain something. Whenever you see a question like this, either you are asked to express as a fraction or you are asked to express as a percentage. Follow the same approach. You have a question, express A as a fraction of B. The answer is A over B. Express A as a percentage of B is A over B times 100%. So take note of that. Express A as a fraction of B, A over B. Express A as a percentage of B, A over B times 100%. So this is simply 4 over 10 times 100%. This over this times 100%. This over this times 100%. And this over this times 100%. Now let's proceed. First question, 410. Express 4 as a percentage of 10. That will give us 4 over 10 times 100%. 10 here 1, 10 into 100 is 10. So that will give us what? 40%. So 4 is simply 40% of 10. That's the meaning. 4 is 40% of 10. So if I find 40% of 10, I should be getting 4. 40% of 10, that's 40 over 100 multiplied by 10. 10 here 1, 10 here 10. 0 cancels 0, so that's 4. That's the meaning of that statement. Express 4 as a percentage of 10 is what? 40%. That means 4 is 40% of 10. If you find 40% of 10, you should be getting 4. B part, 3 cm, 27 cm. So we have 3 cm over 27 cm multiplied by 100%. 3 here 1, 3 here 9. So 9 into 100 will give us a recurring decimal. So 9 into 10, 1. 9 into 0, 0. Put point. Sorry. 9 into 10 is 1. Carry 1. 9 into 10 again is 1. So that was an error on my part. Carry 1. So put point, add 0 to that. Add 0 to that one. 9 to 10 again 1. So we're getting 11.111. So I can leave that as 11.1%. So that's the answer. The C part, 50 kobo, 2 naira. So I can write here 50 kobo over 2 naira multiplied by 100%. As you can see, the units are not the same, so we can't cancel out. There's nothing we can do except the units are what? The same. Nobody will ask you express 2 seconds as a fraction of 5 meters. It does not even make any sense because the units are not what? The same. There's nothing you can do. This question does not make sense and it can only come from a madman. Now, 50 kobo as a percentage of 2 naira. Since there's a relationship between these two guys, I will either change this to kobo or change this to naira. But it's easier to change naira to kobo because we just multiply by 100. So let's do that. This will give us 50 kobo over 200 kobo because 2 naira is 200 kobo multiplying 100%. So kobo can cancel kobo. Two zeros cancel two zeros. 2 here 1, 2 here 25. So my answer is what? 25%. 50 kobo is simply 25% of 2 naira. Last question, D. You have 300 millimeters over 3 meters multiplying 100%. So express 300 millimeters as a percentage of 3 meters. Millimeters and meters. So let's change the meters here to millimeters. You simply multiply by 1000. 300 mm over 3000 mm multiplying 100%. Two zeros, 1 0 1 0, 3 here 1, 3 here 10. So this will give us 10%. So that's the answer to the question. And that's the basic things, or those are the basic things you need to know under percentages. So we just began percentage. Now in our next video, we'll be looking at something higher than what we've just done, which is percentage error, basic percentage error. Because percentage error can get so broad, you start applying calculus. So when we've done calculus, we can now start doing advanced percentage error. So now I'm looking at linear percentage error in our next video. Then after that, we move on to percentage increase and decrease. After that, we now move on to profit loss as regards to percentages. So thanks for watching this video. Kindly use the like button if you enjoyed the video, use the subscribe button, and also use the share button. If you have any question to ask, use the comment section. If you have any observation, any correction to make, also use the comment section. Thanks for watching once more. See you guys in my next video.